So there's an old saying in Ireland, if you're going to panic, make sure it's an organized panic. So now is not a time to panic when it comes to Tesla stock or any other stock. Now, before I get into this, first of all, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a dude on YouTube, and you should never listen to any dude on YouTube or on X or on Facebook or on anywhere else telling you what to do and what not to do with your investments. Get a certified financial advisor, and preferably get one that's a fiduciary, because they are responsible for what they do. Anyway, I want to talk about Tesla stock and the fear of Tesla stock. But my name is Truth Tom. Welcome back to my channel. Now let's get into it. Obviously, oil is spiking. I think we're up to, as of Monday today, we're up to something like $107 a barrel. I have predicted from day one, and like I said, I don't know, I don't have a crystal ball. I have predicted that when oil gets to $120 a barrel, that's when you're going to see serious stuff happen in Iran. I think stuff could happen in Iran within the next 24 hours. There are two schools of thought on this. Even though the current American administration are saying that Iran is waffling, there is a possibility that America and Israel are waffling, and they have taken this last couple of weeks, 3 weeks or whatever, to really build up their inventory, their intelligence, and a lot of people believe that there will be a final once and for all strike on Iran that will, as the president said, send them back to the dark ages. Now, it's very important that you understand, I don't care about politics. I don't endorse presidents. I have liked this president, that president, the other president. Some I like, some I dislike. I'm neither a Republican or a Democrat. I'm actually a registered independent. So I don't care about politics. So don't go attacking me, telling me whatever, I'm a Trumper, I'm not a Trumper, on either side. It doesn't matter to me. What I do care about is America, and I care a lot about my investments. This is the country that feeds me, and that's all I care about, frankly. But Tesla stock now is very volatile. Now, it's always volatile. If you've owned it, I've owned it since 2016. Tesla stock is volatile. It's not for the faint-hearted to own it, period. So I can promise you that the next few days it will be extremely volatile. However, having said that, the one thing you need to have when you own Tesla stock, or any stock for that matter, is patience. You need to understand what's going to happen in the long term and not what's happening week to week. This is a massively growing company. There is enormous stuff coming down the pike. And as well as that, I think people are going to be shocked when they see the Tesla sales and deliveries numbers coming up in this quarter, because obviously the spike in oil has helped Tesla move forward as a company. Now, look, people are going to say Teslas are selling because of oil. They are. But the future of transportation is electric, period. Don't kid yourself otherwise. People will tell you it's not happening and it's a fad and it's temporary. It's not. Look, when you own a Tesla, you realize these cars are cheaper to run. Currently, they're cheaper to buy than most other cars. When you factor in maintenance, cost of ownership, all that stuff. So the future is electric. There is no argument on that. And if you want to comment down below and try to argue with me on that point, I would be more than gladly to engage. As you all know, I respond to all the comments. I engage in all the comments, good or bad. When you get to my age, nobody can insult you. And when people try to insult you or try to tell you something that you already know is untrue, you have a tendency to want to straighten the record. That's what's great about being a senior citizen. They say you get to an age where it's okay to say shit if you have a mouthful, and that's kind of where I'm at. So having said that, if there's something that I'm missing, please tell me. But this thing in Iran has got to get fixed. Either way, it has to get fixed. And I believe that this week is going to be crucial in that. Now, on top of that, the the Cubans are literally out of oil now. They have no oil, so they are in starvation mode. Something is going to happen with Cuba, and the only option Cuba has is for its people to take over that country and essentially move in a different direction. And that's what the United States has said all along. And frankly, this also, just like Iran, this should have been done 50 years ago, maybe longer. Venezuela seems to be coming on board. Everything seems to be running smooth. There's plenty of oil that we have both here and in Venezuela that can be sent to Cuba. So there's no excuse there. Check this out. I've got a cop coming up on my right. And full self-driving doesn't even flinch because you know why? It knows that the cop is in the center lane. We're not in the way. It doesn't need to pull over. God, I love full self-driving. It's so amazing. I mean, I'm sitting here making a video while there's a police car flying by me. Anyway, let's get back to the story. So Cuba is going to get fixed. There's no question about that. Now, the next thing, if you notice yesterday, the Ukrainians are bombing pretty close to Moscow. So something is going on over there. So anyway, I'm not sure if I'm going to be buying Tesla stock today. I have numbers. I have Tesla moods. I have buying moods. I've bought Tesla at 475. I've bought it at 100. And, you know, obviously back in the day, I bought it at 35. So I buy it all the time, up, down, sideways, in and out. It doesn't matter. But I think the last time I checked, the market's not open. The market opens here in 7 minutes. So I will check it at the open. And I think it was around 418 in pre-market. So I'm going to pick a number this morning. I'm going to say 415. So if it hits 415, I'll buy a few shares. And obviously, if it goes below 400, I will buy more shares. And like I said, this is not financial advice. But I firmly believe that if you don't panic this week, and certainly you don't panic sell anything, and if you don't, if you have the patience, I think there is a buy the dip opportunity here. Does anybody know the future? Of course not. But I've always said, when I buy Tesla stock, if anything happens to Tesla and it drops to $100 or whatever it is, I believe that at that point, something catastrophic has happened to the economy. So at that point, everybody loses. And that's why you shouldn't be afraid to take chances. I wish I had taken more chances in my lifetime. And I wish as a younger man that I hadn't panic sold at times of volatility. There were times I sold. There were times I sold Amazon. There were times I sold Apple. Most of those times I just needed the money. I was in the restaurant. I'm still in the restaurant business. I say was, but I'm still in the restaurant business. But back then I had an air conditioner broke. When I had Amazon stock at like $10 a share. And I really regret selling that. But having said that, if I didn't fix that air conditioner, I wouldn't have been in business. So I later got back into those stocks. But take it from the old guys. This is why being a senior investor and a senior Tesla owner, you can see the trajectory of things. And I'm going to tell you something else. If you're a senior citizen watching this, first of all, if you're a young person watching this, because some of my audience are younger, much younger than me, I want you to listen to what the old guys are saying. We've made the mistakes. And the world hasn't changed that much. It may have changed technologically wise and all that stuff, but psychologically, things are the same. There are times you shouldn't panic. And there are times you should panic. This is not one of them. So if you're a younger person, just listen to what we're telling you. And if you're an older person, I want you to do something else for me. I want you to listen to the smart young people. There are young people out there in the Tesla community that are educating me every single day as to what's going on with these cars, what's going on with the markets, what's going on with this technology over here. There are companies that are closely associated with Tesla, like CATL and others, Anthropic, for instance. I mean, basically, Elon Musk is now leasing his data center space and some of the electricity there to Anthropic. Those are big deals. this whole SpaceX IPO, that's a really big deal when it comes to Tesla. And by the way, I think on Wednesday we will have some clear language on the IPO. There is more information coming. The IPO is happening. They're speculating now June 5th or 6th. I think we will have solid information on that today. Sorry, not today or tomorrow, Wednesday. I believe there's a report. If you follow Sawyer Merritt and Tesla Boomer Mama on X, Alexander Mers, they are giving us up-to-the-date information on what's going on with the SpaceX IPO. The launch of Starship, which was supposed to be tomorrow the 19th, is now scheduled for the 20th. There are weather issues down at Starbase in Brownsville, Texas. If you want to follow Joe Techmeyer, he's our boots on the ground guy. He's the guy that does the drone flyovers at Giga Texas. But anytime there's a launch at Starbase, he drives over there. He gives us updates on the lithium factory, updates on the boring company, because he passes right by both of those Tesla companies. And he will be giving us up-to-the-minute updates on the what's going on at Starbase with Starship. You know, obviously we're hoping for a successful launch. We're hoping they hit all the marks. We believe they're going to catch the booster. Somebody said there's a possibility that the ship itself may come back. I'm not sure about that, so don't quote me on that. I don't know. We will know more within the next 24 hours of what's going to happen with that and what kind of marks they're going to hit. Typically, SpaceX reveal all that information. It's not like they surprise us with things. The only time we get surprised is if something goes wrong, and we're certainly hoping that nothing goes wrong. But keep in mind, these are still test flights. They're still test flights. There are still things that could go wrong and maybe will go wrong. But in order to get something right, you've got to make a few mistakes at it until you get it, until you nail it down. So, and again, this is an investor thing. You will have people, let's say something goes wrong with that rocket. You will have people say, oh, that's it. And they'll be panic selling Tesla stock, right? You can't own SpaceX stock yet, but they will panic sell. The other thing that people are speculating will happen is that when SpaceX does IPO, that some people will move money out of Tesla and buy SpaceX. I am not planning on doing that. I'm not. I am planning on buying SpaceX. I probably won't buy it on IPO because historically, for the most part, these things tend to skyrocket and then they kind of balance out, and sometimes they can come down. If you look at the history of Facebook, Facebook opened, went up a little bit, and then went down. And it took a long time to go back up, so you may have time. Now, I'm not, again, not financial advice. I'm not saying that's going to happen with SpaceX. I don't know. But I will be listening to much smarter people than myself when that time comes, and I hope you will too. And I hope that that's why you're watching the channel, that you want to learn. I want to learn. I want to learn from you, and I want to learn from the people I'm already learning from about Tesla, about SpaceX. But if you are one of those people that are going to sell your Tesla stock to buy SpaceX stock on IPO, and if that causes Tesla stock to drop in any way, shape, or form, I will be buying your shares. And I'm a nice guy, but I'm not sure you want me to have your money or your profits. So that's just my opinion. Like I said, I don't know. But anyway, there's some real volatility coming up here. And we may go into a recession. We don't know this. We may go into a depression. Who knows? It could happen any day. They're talking about Ebola now. There's this Ebola thing going on, and we still have hantavirus. Is that hantavirus? Am I pronouncing that right? Tell me in the comments. Anyway, tell me what you're going to do. What is your plan for the SpaceX IPO? Are you going to buy? Are you going to wait, for a month or 2 months or 3 months or 6 months? Are you going to sell your Tesla to buy the stock? How are you preparing to have some cash reserves in order to take advantage of the stock? What is your plan? And as always, when you share comments in the community, it helps everybody, the good and the bad. I have had people attack me for things that I was wrong on, and I love when you do that. I really do. Because you know what? If somebody is criticizing you, and if they're 100% right, and if you're not listening to them, you're not learning. Some people think they're the smartest person in the world. You're not. There's somebody smarter than you every day. There's somebody better looking than you. There's somebody that has more money than you. There's somebody that has a better looking girlfriend or wife than you. There's somebody that has a nicer car than you. You are never perfect. And if you think you are, you're rapidly missing the boat. Anyway, listen, if you're still here, thanks for watching. I really, really appreciate it. I appreciate you coming back to my little channel. I'm having a great time doing this. I couldn't be having more fun than I'm having now. My channel is growing. I don't care about monetization. I'm just here because I'm really enjoying making these videos and talking to you guys on a daily basis. And I'll be honest with you, what's more fun than being chauffeured around by a fantastic robot? I love Tesla. I love you, Elon. And I love that community that we lovingly call our Tesla family. Thanks for watching. And listen to the older guys in the room. They're usually the smartest.